Hello and welcome to another Royal Review pop-up chat, and today we'll be talking about the fairly breaking news, well it did happen a few hours ago, but an announcement has been officially made about the future of the Royal Foundation. Now of course the Royal Foundation was originally set up by William and Harry, and of course when William married Catherine, she joined and it became the Royal Foundation for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry. Then, shortly before marriage, it was announced roughly, what was this, probably about 14 months ago now, it was announced that Meghan would be joining the Royal Foundation and it would be known as the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And that is how it has been up until this point. Now, there has been long speculation and talk about what would happen to the Royal Foundation once the households had officially split. So it was announced a while ago that obviously Harry and Meghan were moving out of Kensington Palace and into Frogmore House, and that there would be a division in the royal households, in that Harry and Meghan's household would be moving to the umbrella of Buckingham Palace and would be jointly funded by the Queen and Prince Charles. Now all of this is in readiness for the future. They are looking to the future at a time when William becomes the Prince of Wales, and well, obviously that has to be invested first, but I don't think there will be a bar to that. So when William becomes Prince of Wales, and of course to try and get their adult lives, their adult married lives, officially set up so that it's fit for purpose for the future. And that's what we have seen. Now, the only thing that puzzled me a little bit throughout all of this is, of course, why introduce Meghan to the Royal Foundation in such a spectacular style? Do you remember when they had the meeting and it was dubbed the Fab Four when Meghan joined? If only 14 months later to split it up. Now, I'm not one of these that believes in the royal feud. You know I don't believe in any of that nonsense. But I think plans changed. I think originally what probably happened is that they felt as if the two could kind of, the two couples could work with the foundation, and that umbrella of the foundation could meet all of their needs in terms of the work and where they want to go. And that, I think, has become evident probably right from the very outset, that they are on very different paths. William to become the Prince of Wales and the future king, and Harry and Meghan doing their own work, which I think has become quite apparent that they are going to have a really big Commonwealth role. The Queen, I think, knows this herself. So I think that's what we've seen. I think we've seen a bit of a sea change. The original plan, I think, just wasn't fitting. It wasn't fitting for where they both want to be. Now, the word that has been muted around a lot is divergent. They have both divergent paths, which means different. It means they are on different paths. So it doesn't really come to anyone as any surprise, I don't think, that this announcement was made. They had a board meeting for the Board of Trustees. William and Harry did met. I don't think Catherine and Meghan attended, but William and Harry did. And it was best decided, of course, that this separation would happen. Now, what they've decided is that in its present form, now I have one question over the Invictus Games slightly, but in its present form, everything will be staying with the Cambridges. So it will be known as the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. And then Harry and Meghan will set up, before the end of this year, their own charitable foundation, which of course will follow, will go its own way on its own path. Now, with the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. However, I do think that they are still going to come together to work on certain heads together mental health projects. So look out for that in the future. Now, what I am going to do is read you the official, here we go, hang on. This, I'm going to copy and paste. So, let's go to the chat room first of all, and then I'm going to share a link with you. And I want you to open the link, and you can follow it with me if you want to as well. So let's just go into the chat room. Okay, I can see everybody. Hello to everyone. There we go. Right, I'm now going to share the link. So if you're watching on Catch Up, I will put the link in the description if you can't see the link in the live chat. So there you go. I'm hoping you can see the link. So I'll give you just a few moments to open that up. So this is the official website of the Royal Foundation. So this is their official wording. This is not some computerized robot voice from a faraway land that's rehatched news. This is the source material. This is not hearsay. This is not some 2-bit article trying to link it all to a royal feud or any of that business, which you know I don't believe in. This is the official wording. So it says, news. New charity structures for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has today announced the conclusions of a review into its structure and how it will best support their Royal Highnesses with future charitable activities. So it's all about the future. Later this year, the Royal Foundation will become the principal charity and philanthropic vehicle for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will establish their own new charitable foundation with transitional operating support from the Royal Foundation. So, in other words, the Royal Foundation is going to help Harry and Meghan to set up their own charitable activities. So it's not. If you're looking at stories about royal feuds, it's not that. The Royal Foundation is going to help because they are going to work together in the future. Anyway, in addition, both couples will continue to work together on projects in the future, including the Foundation's mental health programme, Heads Together. So there is no feud, they will still be working together on Heads Together things. These changes are designed to best complement the work and responsibilities of their Royal Highnesses as they prepare for their future roles. So there you go, it's all about the future. And to better align their charitable activities with their new household. So again, it's about the two different paths. And I think they've come to the conclusion, probably quite early on, I will repeat myself, that because they are on very two different paths, it's better to have their own charitable foundations. There we go. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are incredibly proud of what they have achieved together through the Royal Foundation. They are especially proud to have established a charity that has had and will continue to have significant long-lasting impact, changing lives for the better. Whether through the establishment of the Invictus Games, changing the national conversation on mental health through Heads Together, or setting up Shout, the UK's first text-based crisis support service. The Foundation's innovative ethos, ability to convene and its incubator style has proven to be incredibly powerful and successful. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge wish to build on the Foundation's past successes, continuing programmes such as Heads Up, the new mental health campaign, delivered in partnership with the FA, United for Wildlife, which runs a global task force tackling the illegal wildlife trade, and Mentally Healthy Schools, which supports teachers and staff improve mental health. They are also developing new initiatives on the environment and support for children and families, which the Foundation expects to announce in the coming year. And that's where the article ends. So those were the official words from the Royal Foundation, which in my view is all very positive. It's all focused upon looking at the future. To me, it's a big plus for the Cambridges and it's a big plus for the Sussexes. They will have, both of them, their own charitable foundations to go in the ways that they both want to go. Now, in terms of Harry and Meghan's charitable foundation, I think probably what we're going to see is a global approach. I don't think it will be, things just based here in the UK. I mean, I'm not saying the Royal Foundation of the Cambridges is just solely based in the UK. We know United for Wildlife is a global charity. But I do think that the Sussexes one is going to be a lot to do with the Commonwealth. That's just my predictions. I mean, I don't know for sure. We haven't had any announcement on that. And as soon as I do, I will, of course, bring it to you. But until then, I do think that it will have quite a global focus. And that could be why we're getting some of these, a little bit of behind-the-scenes tittle-tattle coming out about Africa and sometimes what their involvement will be in Africa, because perhaps that's something that they're looking at with their new charitable foundation. Perhaps it's to further work in Africa. It might even be to further help support Centre Barley and other charities. So I think what we're getting from the press is a lot of tittle-tattle behind the scenes, probably members of staff involved with various things that they're involved with are probably doing a little bit of tittle-tattle. And I think we're getting snippets, but not the whole picture. So I think lots of journalists and YouTube channels and blogs and whatever are all trying to take these little snippets and they're trying to come up with something that we just don't know yet. So I think it's probably prudent to just wait until we get the official releases, just like today, on what is going to happen. So I eagerly await what the Sussexes are going to do. All will probably be revealed in the autumn, I imagine. So there you go. Let me know what you think they might be involved with. We already know, I think, the direction of the Cambridges. It's with, mental health and all of those areas around mental health and wildlife and children. But what will the Sussexes do? Let me know. So I hope you kind of enjoyed that. I'm going to go to the chat room and see what people are saying, and I hope notifications are going out. Laurie Graves says probably a huge relief for William and Catherine. Yes, I think for all of them, because like I say, they were also talking about funding in the media. People have been talking about funding, and another possible reason is that there could be clashes in terms of funding for both kind of sets of charitable foundations. But like I say, they are going to work together. In fact, I think they want to kind of be springboards for each other. So I think the fact both foundations are going to be very, very closely linked in the future, which is why we may see some crossover work going on. Maggie says, congratulations to both families. Grief5 says, thank you for your clear and concise explanation of this topic. It is greatly appreciated. I think there will be a lot of noise around this split. In fact, I don't even really like using the word split. It's a separation, but it's a positive one. It's definitely not a negative one. Deborah Grant says, after reading this myself, the individuality sounds perfect and to best serve their charitable interests. Exactly. VC says, seems like William gets to the first choice. I kind of don't think it's that. I think it's all about where their minds are focused, and I think how the Royal Foundation is set up currently best fits William and Catherine's direction. I think Harry and Meghan want a more innovative charitable foundation, and I think that's what we will see once the announcement has been made about what that looks like. So again, I think it's all about best fit rather than it being a negative thing. I think it's all about best fit. NDQ is concerned. Why? I'm definitely not concerned. I'm more excited than concerned. Candice says, it does seem a little sad. However, by each couple having their own foundation, it allows them to reach out to many more charities. Yeah. Nikki T says, makes perfect sense to me. William and Catherine will operate mainly in the UK as a future king, just like Charles and the Prince's Trust. Harry and Meghan will concentrate on the Commonwealth. Well, we don't know that for sure. I mean, that's my own little bit of speculation. But I do think that they will have a more Commonwealth approach. I'm not saying that William and Catherine won't. Of course, William is going to be the head of the Commonwealth. But also, like I said a while ago, the role of the rest of the family is to support the monarch. So if by having a wider reach into the Commonwealth, Harry and Meghan are supporting the Commonwealth, in turn, what they are actually doing is going to be supporting Charles, the Queen now, Charles, and then William in turn, once he's king. So actually, again, it fits, it kind of flows, because if William is going to be the head of the Commonwealth, not confirmed, he would have to be voted. That would have to be voted and confirmed by all the Commonwealth nations. But I don't see there being a problem or a bar to him becoming the head of the Commonwealth. So let's just look forward ahead slightly and speculatively to when he is head of the Commonwealth. Like I say, I don't think there'll be a problem with that. Harry and Meghan's role will be supporting him if they have a big reach into the Commonwealth, if you get what I mean. So again, it all kind of flows and it sets everyone up for their future roles, which I think is what was needed. Delphine says, thank you so much, you're amazing. You're amazing for watching. Anne Smith says, I just enjoyed seeing the four of them together and enjoying and having fun. I still think we will see occasions where they are together on work. But it probably will be far and few between, but I think we definitely haven't seen the last of them together. Fiona says, I think this is a mature move. I can see Harry and Meghan focusing on concerns that are close to their hearts, like the Invictus Games and girls' and women's education. Exactly. It is very different paths. Bassani Golf says, you know that the press will be pitting the foundations against each other. Who gets the most donations or which one is more successful? I can hear it already. Probably, yes. I mean, I've already heard from certain tweets that have gone out and certain articles that have been written, they are trying already to link it to a royal feud. And I think now that this has come out officially, I think now I know where this whole royal feud thing has come from. I think behind the scenes, this has been going on for a long time. I think it's been going on since they realised that it wasn't going to work together because their interests and the charities are different. It's different paths. So I think what we've been hearing is little leaks of information, little bits of royal court tittle-tattle coming out and reaching the press. And what the press have done is they've spun this story about that it's all about a royal feud, that they're splitting and separating because of feuds and all this nonsense. But of course it's not. It's just planning for the future. And I think this, to me at least, makes it completely evident that it is literally just about two different paths. They are always going to be brothers and they are always going to be close, but they are not joined at the hip. They are not conjoined twins. They do not have to spend every minute of their waking life together. I think William is very, very happy that Harry has found his wife and his partner, and that Harry's got his own family. Harry now has what William has, a family, a wife, a family. And I think William is very happy for Harry to have that. And I think basically William just wants Harry to fly and do good. And that in turn will of course support the monarchy when Charles becomes king, when he himself, William, becomes king. But like I say, nobody outshines the monarch. The monarch is the star in the show. All the other cast members, if you want to think of it a bit like a play, are just there to support the star, and the star is the monarch. At the moment, that's the Queen. Then it will be Prince Charles, of course, and then William. So I think setting up this now is a good move for the future, because we don't know how soon a change in lineup is going to come. Hopefully not for a while, but hey, who knows what twists and turns happen with life. 1 minute you're here, the next you're gone, you're hit by a bus or a police outrider in certain... Oh, by the way, the lady, from reports I've seen, it's not looking terribly good. I think it's really serious for the lady that was hit by the outrider, by the police escort outrider. So yes, prayers and thoughts are with the lady's family and friends at this time, because I really don't know quite how she is, but reports are coming in that it's a little bit touch and go at the moment. So my prayers and best wishes go out to the lady. So I'm sorry, I don't know her name, but the lady and her family and friends. So mwah to you, and I hope you get better. I really do. Sandy P says, am I fine? I'm fine. I wasn't hit by a police outrider. I'm fine. Therese, I only had a headache. I'm fine. Teresa has donated $2 US. Thank you so much. You get, of course, a big fan flap from me. Mwah! Bassani Golf says, oh no, I think I've read that one. Hello to everyone who's just joined. We now have 113 people watching. It was a bit slow to kick off today. I think I'm still having problems with the notifications going out. Okay. Where's it gone? I wanted to read... Oh, yes. There's a few questions people have been asking. Not necessarily on this website, but I've said what the latest announcement is. If you've missed that bit, you're going to have to wind back. Again, we don't know what the Sussex's Foundation will be called, although I think it could possibly just be the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Might be a good working title for it. There we go, let's have a look. So we've spoke about will they work together. Yes, they will work together on heads together, certain heads together things. And in a keynote speech to the Charity Commission, William said, instead of setting up more individual charities working in the same fields, I wonder if we could do more to explore ways of combining forces, working and innovating together. The Duke added competition for funds is an ever-growing between an ever-growing number of charities, and the confusion it can cause among donors can lead to the siloing of expertise and, at worst, territorial behaviour. So I think what he's saying is that it's good to have different foundations going on. So I'm just sitting down again because after a certain while my legs go to sleep, rather than my feet. You know when you get pins and needles. Okay. Sandy P says, yes, I saw a video on Sky News today about the accident. Pray for that lady. May she be treated well and get well soon. I also heard that perhaps the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are going to visit. I'm not sure how true that is, but I have heard that perhaps they may go and visit her in hospital, or at home if she's able to go home. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see if anything comes of that. And of course, it wasn't William and Catherine's fault. I think there's been a lot of negative attachment to their name in all of this. I would like to point out that the escort is nothing to do with the royal family in terms of employment. They are employed by the police. They are government employees. So they have their own safety practices and that they should be adhering to. And we don't know the full circumstances in all of this. We don't know if the police themselves were doing something incorrect. We don't know if the lady suddenly just stepped out, didn't see them coming. So we don't know the full facts about it. But the police involved are not members of the royal household. So you know, it could have been a politician or anybody who needed a police escort, a government official. It could have been anything. But more than that, I think we all just want that lady to get better. PP says maybe working separated they can reach to more causes. Yeah, I mean I think that's another one of the main ideas and advantages of having two different charitable foundations. Well, by the way, did you all watch Royal Ascot today? Another lovely carriage procession. No William and Catherine, no Harry and Meghan. It was, of course, Ladies' Day today, so there was lots of interesting fashion going on. And that is basically it in terms of, I think, what we know about the Royal Foundation. Expect more things to come to light as and when things become available. Of course, I will let you know. PP says, but this will be a reason for the press to start speculating. They already have. Well, kind of half. They've kind of alluded to the feud. Again, I don't think it is at all. Let them. Just don't click. They know that negative news sells or gets clicks, gets them more money. So of course they're going to try and put a negative spin on it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here because I've got a big comment coming. Why Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, and the crown jewels not personally belonging to the Queen? From 1600 AD properties. Because the crown jewels, because the monarch represents the state, so the crown jewels are actually owned by the state, so that they aren't personally. Because also we have a constitutional monarchy. The monarch doesn't have absolute rule, absolute power. So because they are an embodiment of the nation, they are the crown jewels. They represent the state. They are belonging to the state. So that's why they are in the Tower of London on display to the public, of whom they represent. And of course the Queen has her own personal jewels, all the tiaras that she wears and the brooches and earrings and diamonds and probably countless jewellery that we've never even seen out and about. Right, okay, I'm going to leave it here. So, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media and also hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So, from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all and goodbye.